Hello, my name is mikhaelsalim. I'm 22 years old, and this video is sort of like a mid-progress journey for me. And the point of the video is also to sort of tell my story, because ever since I was little, it's always been hard losing weight, and weight loss has always been a difficult problem for me, even until now. Especially, I feel like I have binge eating problems, binge eating disorders, but that's sort of hard to diagnose sometimes. But anyways, I'll just show you how I was before right now. So this was me around like 6th grade. This as well. That was also around 6th grade, I'm pretty sure. And then this, I'm sort of going to middle school. It's like a orientation. And this was me in 8th grade. And this was me in also 8th to 9th grade, where I was like, oh my god, I'm big as fuck. And then this was me actually in like high school. I'm pretty sure I was like 10th or 11th grade there. I'm pretty sure it's 10. And then this was me like on the way to uni. Like I'm leaving to Japan for uni. And actually in Japan, I lost a bit of weight, but then I gained it back in like my years. And like I was big again. Like not good. And that was me losing the weight a bit again. And this is me now. It's not too bad, I'm trying to lose a bit more weight, but definitely some progress. But as you can see, like it's always really hard with binge eating, because you can see like when I was a kid, I'm always still fat, and I lost a bit of weight before I went to uni, and then I lost a bit of weight again in uni. I was around 80 to 82 kg around then, which is around now. I don't know if the camera is not picking up. It's like it's like a webcam, laptop camera. It's not as good. And I gained it all again. I think I went to 110 kg. And I was, by the way, that picture, the high school one, I was like 117 kilograms. Huge. That is not good. And then I peaked again 110 in the picture. After losing weight, I gained more weight again. And I lost a bit more, and like now I'm also around 80, 81, bloated 82, etc. on the bad days. And it's really just difficult, especially people with binge eating disorders. And most people, they come up to you and like, obviously you want to eat less, and you know that in your mind, that's what needs to be done. But it's not that easy in terms of maybe also hormonally. I'm not sure. I haven't checked like how my hunger levels, how my hunger hormones, how high they are in terms of like the normal population and everything else. But it's such a mental thing too, especially I remember in my family, every time, whether you don't finish the food or anything, they'd force you. They would like force you to eat it. And even when you're full, maybe it's just my family. My parents wanted to really fatten me up. I kept eating like crazy. They always shoved me food. And it got to adulthood, right? It got to the point where it's still with you. And was my responsibility, my job. Love my parents, by the way, but I'd say they messed up on this one. But it's now my job to recollect the past and then think about it again. Just how difficult it was and just how bad of a habit it was. Like mindful eating is something I'm really practicing as well right now. And that's something that sort of difficult for me. But yeah, again, this might be progress. So I really want to show that I want to make this work. I really want to make this work this time. And I have so much loose skin too. Like, hold up. It's like, look at that. That's all loose skin. A lot of stretch marks too. I don't know if the camera is picking it up. A lot of stretch marks. And just losing weight, being more healthy, having a more healthy lifestyle was never part of my family's upbringing. Although I did do sports a little bit, I used to play basketball and football. I still do, by the way. I love basketball. I love hooping. Stephen Curry, my goat. But sort of going back to it again, in terms of diet, it was never that good. My parents, I remember giving me more like rice and noodles and rice and bread. Literally double carbs with no protein whatsoever. They've never undermined my protein, I'd say. I've always like, they've always given me some type of meat, like chicken, for example, or fish or whatever it is. But they've never prioritized it. They've always just given me a lot of carbs. Because fair enough to my parents too. They probably don't know a lot, right? It's especially nutrition nowadays is a very new thing to learn. That's what I got into myself too. So I started watching a lot of my goat, Andrew Huberman. Lane Norton's really good. There's recently a new one called Nick Norwood's. Is really good. You should check it out too if you guys are interested. But again, just going back, these type of things, binge eating, getting diagnosed with binge eating, or maybe diagnosing yourself with binge eating, and losing weight is such a mental game. Because I remember when I was a kid, I went to the nutritionist because I was telling my mom, I'm getting like way too big. It's not good, this is not it. So I went to my mom and I said, can I get to a nutritionist at the hospital? So we went there. They checked my body fat percentage, everything. I don't remember what it was, but all I know it was bad because that was like my peak weight, sort of. I wanted to lose weight. And I went there, and all they said was like, oh yeah, eat less calories, blah blah, and take out this food. I remember they said take out milk. And I was like, why? It's like, oh, it's calorie dense, blah blah. But even then, they don't talk about how satiating milk is. I'm a bit lactose intolerant now. I'm like lactose sensitive, so I don't drink that much milk in the first place. But I remember they're like, oh, drink the juice in the morning, blah blah, and eat more small meals. Which for me now it doesn't make sense because after learning about it a bit, and like just how leptin and ghrelin works with your meal timings, and practicing routine meal timings alongside your food, and not adding more stimulation when you're eating your food. So for example, it's still a bad habit, but sometimes I do watch YouTube with food, but I try to not to because it's just a habit stacking, right? When I watch YouTube and I eat, and then the next time I'm watching another YouTube video, I have another impulse to eat. Very impulsive. And binge eating, just it's so bad. Binge eating is horrible. I don't want to eat. A lot of times I don't actually want to eat. You feel so full, for example, after you overeat. But when you have a binge eating problem, you still eat it. Like you feel like shit. You feel so bad, but you're still eating it. Because, well, psychological. It's just hard to explain. And it's just my experience on it so far. And hopefully people with other binge eating problems can relate to me. Just how it is. Sometimes you don't even plan on binge eating. Sometimes it just happens. Especially my parents always keep so much snacks at home. I have this salted caramel Haagen-Dazs. It was so good. But then you finished a tub by yourself. That's absolutely insane. And then after that tub, I would eat something else. It just kept on stacking and stacking and stacking. And over the weeks, right? It does sometimes usually days, and then usually after days it calms down a bit. But sometimes go for like one whole week. You just binge eating like crazy. It's just really bad diet, and that's something that you, for example, if you're watching this and you're also having a binging problem, that's something that you have to think about yourself, and then you sort of have to. Maybe you can help make a journal because I do that sometimes too. Just write on the journal, and I think it'll help a lot thinking back about your past and how this binge eating thing came, because it's not normal. Binge eating is not a normal thing, and overeating is not a normal thing. Most parents, a lot of my friends, my parents, they would help control the diet of their children, right? So for example, if they're eating too much, they'll say it's too much. If they're eating too little, they'll say it's too little. They don't really force feed their kids. But I feel like, for example, in my family, maybe in Asian culture as well, they like to overfeed the kids, and they like it when they're fat, oh, so cute, you're so fat, you're so cute, and everything like that. So it's not a good thing, in my opinion, at least. Hopefully it stops. I don't know. Again, going back to the point, the whole point I'm making this video is that, well, this is my mid-progress journey. Hopefully as well with this video, I'll be able to do more like weekly updates where I'm at, and I'll be able to help other people and inspire other people who have the same problems as me. Eating problems, diet problems. It's not an easy thing to overcome. It takes years. I think I started working out really around 20 years old. So when I was like in uni, and then that was sort of my leanest after I lost the weight. And even then, it's not an easy thing. It's something that always comes back to you. And of course, I've lost weight over the years, but even then, there's still some slip ups sometimes. Just 2 days ago, I remember I overate again, and it's something that's really hard. And overeating is also a very emotional thing, in my experience. So it's always when something goes bad, and we have been predisposed to use food as a way to relieve our stress or anxiety or whatever it is, negative feelings. And you can either find a new way to remove it or channel it into another new method, or like this. Or you can, even with food, sometimes for me still until now it's still hard. It is a lot of progress. I feel like I'm making a lot of progress. I'm not that big, but I'm trying to be more consistent and be more reliable with myself. When I say I'm doing this today, I want to do it. When I say I'm not eating this much today, I'm gonna do it. And with binge eating, that's the hard part. And again, not all obese people have binge eating problems. At the same time, not all binge eating people have obesity. So it's something that's hard to diagnose. I'm one of the cases where I'm like 80 something right now, right? So I'm overweight. I'm 175 centimeters, if you guys want to know. And it's not an easy thing to sort of go back into your mind and redo all this again. But yeah, again, hopefully I'll be able to, not hopefully, when I do, I'm positive mindset. When I do, and after I post this video, I would like to make a weekly update, progress, for example. And yeah, I want to help and inspire other people to get better. When I do succeed, you can text me now, but I'll link my Instagram down there in the description. You can text me there or my Discord or whatever. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. I was actually postponing this video a lot. I was telling my friends I wanted to make a YouTube channel too about helping other people, especially now that I've learned a lot more things after these podcasts. They're really good, like Huberman, Lay Norton, etc. I want to help educate as well. And also, I want to use this YouTube channel as sort of just my other things in mind. Just what thoughts I have. For example, I was thinking about fast fashion the other day. My friends were just talking about it, and I thought it was so interesting. And just how consumeristic we are. I don't know if that's a word. Consumeristic. We are as individuals in different parts of the world, and how we overconsume on a lot of things. For me, particularly food. So, well, if you're until the end, thank you very much for watching. And hopefully I don't let myself down, and I don't let people who watch this, who would like me to succeed, also down. Bye-bye.